Oh, hello, everybody. This is the first episode of a thing of hopefully many things when it comes to video blogging, I guess. I don't know. It struck me. I write a lot, as some of you probably know. And yeah, it can be a real pain in the ass to read that TLDR. I have a problem reading it, and I read stuff on the internet all the time. And, font on a website, especially, Blogspot or whatever, is a real pain in the ass. And it's like, man, I'm kind of like cutting off my own message when it comes to that sort of thing. And, on top of it, it kind of forces me to get out of my element a little bit, because it's really easy to hide behind typing stuff. It really freaking is. And as much as I'm honest and open through text, there's still a bit of anonymity to it and that sort of thing. So, this is kind of an attempt to be more out there and put, I guess, what I'm saying and my struggles and feelings and all that crap kind of out in a more accessible way, I guess. Have more people able to listen to it, and hopefully YouTube won't fuck me and mess up the closed captioning. I'm going to really, really try hard to get that to work. It may screw up. I'm not the clearest speaking person in the world. You'd think I would be. I have a lot of practice, especially hosting a radio show and all that crap, but yeah, I still have problems, and I stutter a little bit, so you never know what the closed captioning will do. But hey, we'll see. This is kind of an experiment of sorts, as well as the first episode of a thing. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call it. I'll figure that out when I upload it. And yeah, you hear that internal struggle. But anyway, I'm up here, as you can see, in one of my favorite spots in town. It's a little bit chilly. I was hoping it'd be warmer today, but Oregon weather, that sort of shit. But yeah, up here on one of my favorite spots, just thinking about stuff and things, the wonderfulness of life, the unique richness that existence holds for us, and the complete and total pain in the ass that existing entails right now, really, with financial shit and COVID and all of that crap. It's just a real butt humper. Not to make an anti, anything joke. I'm not kink shaming you, I'm really not. I'm just saying it's just, a pain in the ass right now, honestly. And it's hard to stay positive and stay focused on things that don't suck. But I guess that's kind of the key to it, I guess. How I've been dealing with it and maintaining a positive attitude, honestly, is just focusing on the fascination that is existence, human existence. We're living through history. As much of a bitch that is, it's pretty damn interesting, too. And we're in a unique spot as a species, being in the middle of what arguably is the most technologically advanced time in human history, as well as a lot of backwards ass shit too. And it's all coming together in this weird thing. And, my perception of it anyway, it's like it's miraculous, even the bad crap. Because, honestly, for any of the good stuff to make a hill of shit difference, and, for it to, I guess, fuck, what am I trying to say? I don't script any of this either, but anyway, for the good stuff to be good, to appeal to us, to, I guess, enrich us, to just be there, and for us to feel good about good things, bad shit has to exist. I'm a huge believer in the whole theory of equivalent exchange. They brought this up in Full Metal Alchemist. Quote a cartoon, but they really made a good point with that sort of thing, because for anything to exist on one end of the spectrum, the other end of the spectrum has to exist too. That's how spectrums work. So I try to rationalize a little bit of thinking where if I didn't feel good shit as deeply, I wouldn't feel bad shit either. But if I didn't feel bad shit as deeply, I wouldn't feel good shit. So you know what I mean. I guess. But yeah, That's kind of where I'm at with that, at least trying to anyway. I mean, it's really fucking hard. And I struggle a lot. And I'm open and honest with that too, you know. I mean, I'm out here, I'm hustling, I'm doing my thing, creating art and whatnot for, you know, my own purposes. Of course, it's therapeutic. It really is therapeutic. That's great. But, you know, I'm not just doing it for me. I put it out there hopefully to help others enjoy life a little bit more. Kind of put my perspective on things. Maybe it'll resonate with somebody. Maybe it'll piss somebody off too. You know, there's a certain zen and a certain satisfaction, at least a little bit, in invoking any emotion, really. Through artwork, in my opinion, you know, even the haters, the people that don't like it, the people that complain about it, it strikes a nerve, and I can't complain about that, honestly. Um, yeah, it sucks getting commentary on things and people like, I don't like that, blah 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 blah, and you know, it's really hard not to take it personally, but at the same time, you know, it invokes an emotional response, and that's kind of what I'm going for, I suppose. So there's that. I mean, and to be honestly and 100% truthful and fair with y'all, I don't get a lot of haters. I really freaking don't, and that's huge. I mean, especially what I went through in school, especially in middle school. I think middle school sucks for everybody, but I'm also 100% convinced that there's nothing about me that should invoke such strong feelings of love and of value. And believe me, I understand that that's a problem from an intellectual perspective. I do. I mean, feelings happen. There's really nothing you could do about feeling emotion. There's really not. I'm a 100% firm believer that emotions just are, and you can't really blame yourself for feeling. Now, you can blame yourself for how you act on those, 100% for sure. Actions are within your agency and within your control, and that's what you got to remember. You can't beat yourself up for the emotion, and you really should focus on action and what you're doing or not doing depending upon the situation, and that is something you have 100% agency over, and don't let people tell you that you don't. Seriously, you do have agency over how you act around your emotions, and that's a powerful and a good thing. It really is. And it tells me, at least, that things aren't hopeless at all, ever. No matter how low you think you are, they're not, you know, hopeless. You can do something. You're gifted with this blessed human life, this soul, this entity, whatever you want to call it. No matter what you believe, you know, in the semantics, but you're blessed with it. You really are. And you can do things. And sometimes the first step is just admitting that you can. And there's a lot of talk around, you know, people admit when you can't do something, admit defeat, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, sometimes that's true. Being a stubborn asshole sometimes doesn't get you shit for anywhere. Believe me, I understand that. I've experienced that. You know, sometimes you just got to put it down and realize when you're defeated. But overall, at least, you know, in my way of thinking, there's super huge power in telling yourself that you can do something, and telling yourself that there's steps you can take to make things better. And it starts with the self, honestly, and it starts with the self reaching out. You know, I know that sounds paradoxical and stupid, but really it all starts with admitting that you can do something for yourself, even if that something is just reaching out to somebody else. It all starts with the power of the self, though. It's what you can do to initiate action and what you can do to initiate change, which, again, is powerful and huge, especially now when everybody is feeling so fucking helpless about everything. I mean, everything. It's hard not to. It really is, you know, with all the news and the doom and gloom, you know, and social media, holy crap. You know, the ironic part, I'm posting this on social media shit. But, you know, hopefully a more positive message than some of the doom and gloom crap that's going on in the news and everything else. You know, you sit on message forums and commentary forums and stuff about the news and politics and all of this shit. And yeah, it's really easy to feel fucking hopeless. But don't. I'm telling you not to. And believe me, this is coming from somebody with major clinical depression. I have a diagnosis of this. I've had this for a long time. Even though it wasn't diagnosed in childhood, I had to wait, for adulthood to come to some sort of understanding about this sort of thing. But still, I've been dealing with this my entire life, honestly. At least since I was aware of my own consciousness, which is a whole different thing for a whole different time. I'll probably post a video on that, just to clear that up a little bit. And it's an interesting topic, it really is. But hey, anyway, I'm sidetracking myself. But yeah, as somebody that's been dealing with depression, my entire freaking life, I get it. I do. It's real easy to just completely and totally give up and convince yourself that it's hopeless as hell. It really is. But don't. Which is really freaking stupid. And I know it sounds spurious and ableist as hell. And, spurious. Fuck, spurious isn't even a word. Jeez. See, this is why I'm doing this. I'm making this video thing to, increase my word power, not my killing power, Simpsons, yeah, random Simpsons references nobody's gonna get, thank you, Firewolf, but, yeah, increase my word power, and, like I said, just practice putting my message out there in a more accessible format is really what this is about, but anyway, as hopeless as things sound, it's not entirely bad, it really isn't, and you know what, sometimes, though, again, this sounds kind of paradoxical and weird, but sometimes it means sitting with those feelings of hopelessness and realizing that they're valid, and you're not lesser of a person for thinking that way. You're really not, and working through it sometimes means just sitting with it and acknowledging it and letting yourself know that it's there and that it's okay to feel those things. I mean, fuck, I come up here, honestly, a lot sometimes, too, thinking about jumping off of this parking structure. I do. And I've thought about it, and I've almost done it a few freaking times. And people honestly have, which sucks. And, my heart goes out to the people that feel like they didn't have a choice, and their families, and everybody affected by that, because, man, suicide affects more than just the person that ends up doing it. Believe me. I've had friends, family, victims of suicide, and wow, just total wow. But I come up here and I think about all of that stuff because it helps. It's just a process, really. And I guess, that's what it's about.